my name is Isabella Cheng. Today we are going to talk about a special fundraiser for Maverick. Maverick has a condition called Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which weakens the muscles including the heart and lungs. Maverick's condition is progressively worsening and has no cure, and doctors are saying he has 1 or 2 years left. Katie Wilson and his sister Starra are teaming up for a fundraiser event for the siblings to reunite and for a new power chair to help him move around. Katie is a local advocate who is also living with muscular dystrophy. Firstly, could you tell me a little bit about Maverick and his condition?
He was diagnosed when he was younger. They noticed that whenever he was walking, he was running a little slower than usual or like than normal, and things like that. Like his physical activity was something was just off, and they found out that he had Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, and it actually runs in their family. And they've lost some uncles to Duchenne's, and Starra, the sister, she is a carrier. So typically it affects men, but females they can be affected. They can be manifesting carriers and or just carriers, and she's a carrier. And but typically with Duchenne's, now with science progressing, the age has gotten a little bit higher, but typically they don't live to be 30 is the grim reality of it. So it's hard. And for Maverick, he recently had a decline in his health to where he started to use a power chair full time, and his family, his mom and stepdad, they're helping him with a manual lift to get him out of the wheelchair into the bed, into the shower, and all that. And it's a lot on them. So we're for this fundraiser, not only are we trying to get Starra back to visit them for what could potentially be her last time to visit with her brother, but we're also trying to get them a new electrical lift so that it'll be easier on her mom and her stepdad to get them around.
And can you elaborate more on the importance of the new electric lift and the significance of the power chair?
His muscles have gotten so much weaker now that he's not able to stay like hold his weight to walk around, and so he's using the power chair for that. And I think he's also having problems with his heart, which people don't realize that at first either. Like they know, but they don't. It doesn't usually click. Like your heart and your lungs, those are also muscles, and so they are affected. Typically, further down the road, I haven't had any issues there, thankfully, yet, but he's having heart issues and gets winded really quickly, so it just makes sense to use the power chair, and it's just easier for him.
I see. And could you tell me a little bit about Maverick and his sister Starra?
He's mid-20s. He has Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, which in my opinion is the worst one out of all the muscular dystrophies. Not that any of them are fun, but I actually found his sister on social media. We connected over Facebook. She had tried to fundraise last year. She was selling these beautiful bracelets, and she didn't end up making enough money at that time to get back to see her brother. And me being me, I reached out to her because I was like, "Hey, did you get to go see your brother and whatever?" And she messaged me back and shared her story with me, and it resonated with me because I have muscular dystrophy myself, and so I understand what they're going through. And even though I'm not at the same level that he's at, I have friends who are, like, I totally get it. And so that just weighed on my heart, and so I offered to help her fundraise, and she graciously accepted. She's very, very sweet. And so I started the GoFundMe, and then from there we got to talking about doing a fundraising event. And so we reached out to the Seventh Tap, and they offered to let us use them to do the fundraiser there. And it's just kind of unfolding into this awesome thing. And it's
Mm-hmm.
so awesome to see the community come together, and people have been reaching out for not just donations, but just kind words. And it has been so awesome.
So you're also working with his sister Starra to reunite them. So what does this fundraiser mean to Starra?
Oh my gosh, it means so much to her. She loves her brother so much. They were super close growing up, and even though they're separated now, they still talk on the phone all the time. They're very close. So, there's been a few times where I've been like, "Hey, look at this! Like, look at this donation," or "Hey, I have this idea," and she just is like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna." She's so emotional about it, and she'll say like, "Oh, I'm gonna start crying," or "I am crying because like this is such a big deal." And like I said, she tried to fundraise last year and she just didn't get any traction on it. And she said that she was so stressed out trying to do it that her hair was falling out because she was just stressed over it and she wasn't getting any help. And so I think this means a whole lot to her and her family that I've stepped in and helped her. And we've had so many other people step in and help. And yes, it means so much to her, and her brother means so much to
And
her.
what would you say to individuals who have muscular dystrophy and who may need support?
Well, there is the Muscular Dystrophy Association, which is usually what I got fundraise for every year, and they have a ton of resources and information, and they have community groups, and so my biggest thing would be to reach out to them because for me, being diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, it was so incredibly hard at first, and I went through the depression that came with it, and it was so difficult. But the more I connect with others who have muscular dystrophy, or even people who know someone who have muscular dystrophy, because it's so rare. And so the more that I connect with others who understand, the more comfortable I am with myself and my condition. And it doesn't really make me sad anymore. It is what it is. And I can what's the word I'm looking for? Adapt. I can adapt. And so I would just want people to know that it's okay to share your story. You shouldn't be embarrassed. And yeah, just share your story and make connections with other people and reach out to the MDA and join those community groups and support groups because that is the biggest thing. It's just to know you're not alone in it.
So thank you for joining me, Katie. The fundraiser will be at 7th Tap here in Shreveport on June 28th. And so you can find the link for the GoFundMe within the article. Thanks for your time.